Hello bass players. Today we're going to be working on page 26 of Essential Elements Book 2, and we are learning a new time signature. Another word for time signature is meter. Meter and time signature are synonyms, so if I say 6/8 meter, that's the same thing as 6/8 time or 6/8 time signature. Now, the time signature 6/8, you've probably learned before, the top number in your time signature tells you how many beats in a measure. The bottom number is kind of expressed like a fraction, and it tells you what type of note gets the beat. So when you have a 4 on the bottom of your time signature, that means the quarter note. Remember, quarter is a fourth. The quarter note gets the beat. If the 8 is on the bottom, that tells you that the 8th note gets the beat. And if the top number is a 6 or a 9 or a 12, that tells you that your 8th notes are going to be grouped in threes, in groups of 3. So the main difference between 6/8 and other time signatures is instead of counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which we call duple subdivision, each beat is divided into 2 8th notes. We are dividing each strong section of the measure or beat into 3. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so functionally, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if the rhythm, or if the tempo was very slow, you would feel all 6 beats in the measure. However, most of the time when you have 6/8, it's going to be at a faster tempo, and you're going to feel it as 2 beats. Those beats would be expressed as dotted quarter notes, and the reason we can't put that in the time signature is because the dotted quarter note cannot be quantified into a number to put in the time signature. So we have to put the larger number for the smaller note value. So basically, the 8th note in the 6/8 is usually going to be perceived as the subdivision, not the actual beat. So I know that's kind of complicated, but the more you play in 6/8, the more you'll kind of get a sense of what how it feels different than 2/4 or 3/4 or 4/4. And you'll notice that in 6/8, those 8th notes are always going to be grouped in beams of 3 notes, which is different than the other time signatures. So let's go ahead and get started. The songs on page 26 are slow tempo 6/8, so you're going to feel all 6 beats in a measure. Your first beat is going to be a strong beat, and your 4th beat is going to be a strong beat. So you're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with really an emphasis on beat 4, and that shows that the measure is effectively divided into 2 halves. And then when we get to page 27, we'll do some faster tempo songs that are going to feel more like 2 beats in a measure rather than 6 whole beats in a measure. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with number 115, Rhythm Rap, and we'll play this on our open D string. Let's go ahead and play number 116, Lazy Day. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to 17, which is hooked on 6/8. Now this one's got some hooked bowing in it, and hooked bowing is very, very common. Another common rhythm that you will see in 6/8 is quarter note followed by an 8th note. Dun, 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 dun. And quite frequently those will be hooked. So you'll do down, stop, down, up, stop, like that. Let's go ahead and this one is using the top part of the D major scale, starting up on 4th finger in 3rd position, high D. Okay, excellent. The next song is written to be played in a round. It's Row, Row, Row Your Boat. I'm sure you're familiar with this one. You've probably heard it and maybe sung it, possibly even in a round. It's pretty slow tempo on the recording, so I'm going to play it one time for you with just the melody so you can hear Row, Row, Row Your Boat kind of in its simplest form. And then we'll go ahead and do it in a round, both at the tempo of the recording and then again faster. So here we go. Number 118, Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And now here it is in a round. Is called Slurring in 6/8, and remember, when you have a slur and you do not have staccato marks on the notes, you keep the bow moving while you change notes. So so that'll sound like this. And here we are slurring 3 notes together on a bow. Here we go, 119 slurring in 6/8 time. The last one on this page is called Jolly Good Fellow, and this one has some hooks and some slurs, so watch carefully for the articulation. And remember, when you have 3 notes slurred together with no dots, you just keep the bow moving right through those. And all the hooks here are quarter note and 8th note, so stop the bow between them when they do have staccatos on them. Here we go. This one also has a pickup, so that is up bow. Make sure that you do follow the bowing so that you get your bow started on the right track. Excellent, that does it for page 26. When we move on to the next page, we'll do some faster tempo 6/8 songs, so the ones that feel like they are in 2 beats rather than 6. So I hope you enjoy playing these songs in 6/8. And you remember, you can also feel free to adjust the tempo if you're playing with Essential Elements Interactive or with Smart Music. You can move the tempo up or down to to play the song faster or slower, and that is actually a new feature in Essential Elements Interactive. It used to have just the option to play it slower, and now you can adjust the tempo to whatever you want within certain parameters. So feel free to change the tempo, and especially on these songs like Row, Row, Row Your Boat, I think sounds a little better if you can play it a little faster than it goes in here. So you're welcome to do that on Essential Elements Interactive. All right, good luck and happy practicing.